Hello friends, it's Vishnu, your teacher, your friend. And in today's video, I'm answering a very frequently asked question, that is the secret to learning English. Well, the secret to learning English is the secret you are already familiar with. Yes, it is the same secret through which you have learned or you can learn any language in this world, and it is LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Now, I'll tell you how you learned your own first language. When you were a baby, an infant, 2, 3, 4 months old, you just like heard things around you. Somebody said, say, Papa, Mama, and any other word for that matter. You just kept listening to those words. And whatever your brains understood really well, you started speaking that word. Now, when you grew 3 or 4 years old, your parents sent you to school. At school, with the help of those picture books, your teacher taught you reading, like A for apple, B for banana, like this. And finally came writing. You were given the notebooks with dots drawn there, and you connected the dots and learnt writing. That's how you learnt your own first language. Now, coming to English. To learn English also, you need to follow the same pattern: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But I think because you're watching this video, you are already familiar with a lot of things. Like your listening is good, your speaking is good too, to some extent. Right. Writing, you may or may not do well. Reading, I think you do not do, or very few of you do reading. So, let me tell you what you should do and how much you should do it. Well, the most important of these things is speaking. Yes, speaking is the most active thing you can do in any language. You know, your first language. Do you have any difficulty speaking your first language? Never. You'd never feel any difficulty. And you know what? There are times when you make a lot of grammatical mistakes in your first language. You do not use the correct collocation, means the right pair of words. Still, you do not think much because your own language is part of your life. You are living this language actively. And the most active thing you can do to learn English is to speak. Even if you know just 5 words, 6 words, 10 sentences, 20 sentences, make sure you are speaking those sentences. And how? Now, the question arises who you can practice that thing with. A lot of students come up with this thing: I do not have a speaking buddy. Well, I personally feel that we all have at least one person who listens to us no matter what we say. That person could be our father, mother, brother, sister, or a best friend. So start speaking with that person. And let's say you do not have anybody. Well, it doesn't happen. If you do not have anybody, you can start recording your video just like I am doing right now. This is also a kind of speaking practice. And trust me, I am an English language trainer, have been teaching English for almost 15 years. Now making these videos, I'm making it like after a very long time. Even I am somewhere feeling difficulty speaking English. Here, can you imagine? Like this is also speaking practice. So this you can do, speaking. Now, second thing I'll say is reading. You know, a lot of us think that we can become really good speaker if we speak using those fake English, British or American accent, or we have that advanced vocabulary. Remember, if you have that advanced vocabulary or that fake British or American accent, a really good command of grammar, you may fool people or influence people, those who do not know English well. But those who do know English well, they'll be impressed only if you make sense, only if you make them think differently, you make them think rationally, you give them something that they feel, yes, actually, yes, this is something new, this is something I am going to learn. Right. You may have seen a lot of speakers in your own first language. They do not speak English or any other language. But even in their own language, they speak so effectively, people appreciate them. Why? Because the words they are choosing, the sentence they are choosing, are making an impact. And every single good speaker in this world is a great reader. The more you read, the better you become. Yes, and there's a very beautiful quote by an Indian origin writer living somewhere in UK, Jhumpa Lahiri. Books let you travel without moving your feet. Means when you read, you get to see the world you may have never seen, the world you may not be ever be able to see, but through books you'll be able to see that world. Now, third thing that you can do, like reading, speaking, reading. Now, third thing, listening. Why do we need listening? Well, when you listen to things in the target language, the more you listen to things in the target language, the more you start thinking in English. Right. And it also helps you improve your pronunciation. See, English is not our first language, so there are times you may find a lot of words which do not have any pattern, but they are pronounced in a particular way for no reason. Well, even native speakers will not have answer to this question because this is how languages are built. Languages are developed. Languages are actually culture. They develop as per the convenience of people. Whatever people feel comfortable with becomes the rule. Now, finally, writing. Writing, a lot of times it is something that is ignored by a lot of people, but it plays a really great role. Ask your parents, your grandparents. There were times when there was not these smartphones, which to some extent have made people dumb. Everybody was a writer, every single person, because they used to write letters to their loved ones. Everybody was a writer. There was a writer inside everybody. And at that time, their sentence selection, their word selection was also very impressive. You start writing, you'll feel the change. The best thing like you can do when it comes to start writing your everyday diary. I'm not saying you can do it every day because you have a lot of busy schedule. You can do it every other day, or let's say at least two times a week, but do it. Yes. So this is how you can improve your language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, yeah. So for speaking, I'll say make sure you speak, if not much, at least 1 or 2 hours every day. Right. Listening, you can do half of it. And reading, well, the more you read, the better you become. And writing, you can do it every other day. I hope this helps. And if it helps you, please share the video with your friends and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to English with Vishnu. Bye for now.